Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your business to six figures and beyond. Pow! So I get a lot of questions about Dibbs. And Dibbs is one of the favorite of a lot of our students, subscribers. So we're going to go into that. We'll do a little bit of tutorial because there's so many moving parts to Dibbs. What I'm going to show and share with you in this video, so hold tight, in about 4 minutes, you'll learn one of my favorite tools when it comes to Dibbs, and that's the Dibbs navigation. So what I'm going to do is share with you the regular Dibbs, which is the Dibbs that's at no cost, and this is the military version of how to work with the Dibbs, which is what Defense Logistics Agency uses to buy everything. Now, there's several parts to Dibbs, and I'm going to just give you one part, and that's kind of looking up a quote. There is the pricing. There is a big part with finding the manufacturer. That's why I would say reselling to the government and not selling to the government unless you are manufacturing something yourself. And then there's the shipping. Then there's the payment. How do you get paid through Dibbs? So there's a lot of moving parts. What I'm going to focus on mainly is finding a quote and then sharing with you how much easier it is if you are able to use this Dibb navigation, which is what I love. So if we go into the RFQ and we look up, my favorite is medical. So I'm just going to go with the federal supply class. You can look at it in several ways. You can do part number, NSN, national stock number. You can do federal supply class, solicitation. Another one of my favorites is approved cage. That's where you find a manufacturer that wants to, maybe you have a vendor that is approved for doing several things. One, they could look at giving you credit. Two, they could look at, doing a 30-day credit where you have to pay. Dibbs, you have to pay when you purchase. The other thing is they will allow you to purchase from them, which is a big part. Now, you can spend a lot of time going through Dibbs and you can find all the things you want. But if you can't find anyone that wants to sell it to you, it does not matter. So I always say save the time and energy, because if you can't find someone that is willing to sell you what you're looking to resell to the government at a price point where you can make a profit, then it is not worth your time spending a lot of energy on that particular part. So there are people that love the bolts and the screws, and they spend a lot of time getting to know what is going to be a great fit for them on first, how they want to find what they're looking for. Do they want to look for only items when it comes to, let's say you have, set asides. You may be a woman owned small business, or you might be a veteran or hub. You may want to select your bids that way. Or, like I said, you could do one of these. So I'm going to go with the federal supply class, and I'm going to put in 6515, and then I'm going to hit search. And when this comes up, this is where I could decide to then have it by items that have not been sold for a while. Normally, if you find items that have not been sold for a while, it's because you cannot find anyone to sell it to you. I heard a couple of our students say that it's hard to get a quote for some of these vendors. Yes, a lot of times it is. That's why you have to go with approved cage. Some of the approved cage are Uline and Granger, just to name a few, that you may not have a problem getting something from them, but the profit margin is going to be really, really small, because that's the go-to for a lot of individuals that may not have credit to do this on their own, meaning you've got to purchase it, send it to the government, and then get paid. And that could take a while. So a lot of individuals cannot afford that. So they want to go with an approved cage vendor, approved cage code, where you can look up their cage code, and they will let you know when you reach out to them if they're going to send that part that you're interested in supplying to DLA through Dibbs. So if you find one on here, you can click onto it. You can look at the price history, and it can give you information. So let me just see if I can find one, just to kind of share with you the price history here. And let's go here where it's downloaded. And then I always have like a little rhythm that I look for. Now, like I said, you look at the destination, shipment, the time frame. Can you get it for that price? A lot of moving parts with Dibbs, but let's just scroll down and see if we can find the history, which is right here. So this was last done in September 3rd, 2024, and they did a quantity of 5, and the unit price was $339. Now, I'm going to have to find someone to reach out to see if they can sell this part to me. And normally what you're going to do is you would then go back here and you would look up who you can look at purchasing this from. And they have this catheter where you can purchase it from Cardinal Health if they're willing to sell it to you. Now, at this point, I don't know their phone number. I don't know any information. So I've got to do a little bit more research if I'm doing it on this version. Now, if I go to the Dibbs Navigator, it's got a lot of great things here. One of the great things I love is if I were looking at that same part, first, there's 33 million opportunities that are available with 1,536 solicitations. I can look at the same type of thing I was looking at there. I can look at it through the nomenclature, the NSN, all of that, supplier cage code. What I love is that they give you several different options, which is their reseller tool. I love their reseller tool because it will tell you who will resell to you. One of the things about investing in government is a lot of things save you time. So if you're looking at investing and doing this for the long term, like this is what you're looking to really do. And I always say focus on my OBART system, offer, buyer, avenue, relationship, and teaming. And when I look at the A for avenue, that narrows down how do I want to pursue winning a bid with the government? And I focus on 2 weeks to 90 days. Now, there are several avenues from quotes to RFQs to RFPs, all of that. Let's say I want to focus on Dibbs. I just want to resell items to the government and I want to do products. So then I can look at several things. So let's say I wanted to look up their history. Some of these have history, some of them don't. I can look where if this is one of those that is restricted, if it is off the shelf, COT, there's a lot of things. So let me click here, and these are like gloves, and I can get a lot of information here. I can look at the price history. Atlanta Diving Supply is one of the ones I know. They're in Virginia, just like I am in the DC area. And they sometimes will be a competition for you because they're buying up everything and you may not be able to get them to want to resell to you, but it's worth a try. You can click on to their details with this. So let's say I clicked onto the details, and in the details, I can look and I can find who the point of contact is. I can look at the NSN of the cold, these gloves, cold weather gloves. They're in Virginia Beach. They give me their phone number and I can get their cage code in as such. Now, I know they are making serious money and they normally, to my knowledge, do not manufacture anything. They're a reseller like you are. So they found a very good system where they're able to resell and not manufacture and do really well. So that's kind of like what you're looking at. I don't know how large their team is, but I know they do invest a lot of time and energy. And they have, total purchase for I think this in these gloves were 56,000. So they give you a DLA standard price 127, kind of give you somewhat of a ballpark of what you might look at. They did a quantity of one at $166. But like I said, you can become a multimillionaire on Dibbs, 6 figures. But it is something you have to spend time. You have to get the knack of it. Definitely spend time on the pricing, on the shipping. But I always say, don't waste time on looking at something that you want to sell. Look at something that's going to be available for you to sell. You have to make sure that whatever you're looking to sell to the government through Dibbs, you can purchase it. You can actually find someone to provide that to you at a price and a shipment time that you can actually send it to your client in time, your customer. So this is just a high level of Dibbs, but it gives you an idea. There are a lot of tools out there. Everything with the government is going to give you a free version. Everything from SAMS to FPDS to US, is USspending.gov. You don't have to pay for any of that. What you're going to pay for is to cut down your time, and time is money. So if you want to be able to cut through some, then use some of these tools. This gentleman works with our student, gives them really great discounts. Probably be great fit for you as well. But if you'd like to know more, not just the high level, but the eye level, as I always like to say, where I get into more details, then make sure you join me for my weekly GovCon Lunch and Learn. Tomorrow, I'm going to share with you how to find products on sam.gov, and some of them may be DLA products. So, how to find products, how to find different items on sam.gov. See you tomorrow, and we will be here 12 noon Eastern time for our GovCon Lunch and Learn, where I spotlight one item or one area to help you win contracts a lot faster and understand the process. So make sure you join me tomorrow, and I will look forward to seeing you there. And until next time, make sure that you are looking for all the things that you can do with government and make that money. That's one of my favorite things I like to say. So until next time, be safe, take care, and bye bye.